and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
There we go. Welcome to Morning Talk, I think. There we go.
I'm here. You're here. I got my coffee. All's well.
I'm kind of here, and I'm now realizing that I'm on the radio without a net.
Oh, okay. Well.
I left my coffee on the curb.
Oh, no. Who can we call out to? Can you throw something at Derek's window and tell him to go get your coffee? Oh, my goodness, because who could do... I'm not sure that I would be able to actually talk and do the show without this big, giant cup of coffee.
He's going to give me a look.
Oh, and you're going to...
Grab my coffee off the curb.
Of course he can. We all support each other in our coffee habits, right? Although he's a tea guy, I think.
He's a Mountain Dew guy.
Oh, he's a Mountain Dew guy.
Mountain
Okay.
Dew.
All right. Well, anyway, we are coffee people.
But the Keurig wasn't on when I was there. And
so you had to wait for it to heat up.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is the one you brought in, you can hit the thing, and once it gets to temp, it'll brew.
It goes, right.
And so we did that, and then thanks, Derek. I really appreciate that. He's shaking his head.
Well, we really, in this business, we really need that. At least you and I do. I just, and I always say I don't think I need the caffeine, and I guess I don't know if I do or not because I'm always caffeinated, but I don't think I drink it for the caffeine. I just drink it because I love the taste of coffee.
I love the taste of coffee too. That's why when
I
get
love the smell and I know. I don't know if I think this is more a girl thing, but it's this reason to gather. I mean, girls go out for coffee a lot, or I'll meet you for a cup of coffee, or
guys go out for beer.
Yeah, somebody stops by. Can I get you a cup of coffee? Or you're at a place of business and a guest comes in and, hey, can I grab you a cup of coffee? There's something that is well, and it's like camaraderie kind of, I mean, there's something very social about a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
In addition to being really good and probably necessary. I don't even know because I've never tried to go without it.
Years upon years ago, I think Charlie was still the morning show host at the time. So this was at least 20 years ago. I tried to go on a health kick and go without caffeine.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
And I made it about 4 or 5 months.
Oh, that's a long time.
I was a stickler for it, and then...
Did you have a crazy bad headache when you started going without?
Yeah. But I got through the withdrawal, and yeah.
And you made it.
I made it.
So what made you come back?
The love of coffee.
I know. I just, you know what? I don't care what the news headline says about coffee. I'm going to drink coffee. That's just all there is to it. Have you ever, stayed in a hotel, and that doesn't even work anymore because all hotels usually have those single serve?
I don't trust those.
You don't?
No.
Why?
I had a bad experience. We were trying to figure out where we were at, but I popped the top off to put more water in there, and there was shavings in there. Like somebody shaved and cleaned their razor off in there. Yeah.
Oh, well,
so
I guess.
I take the K-Cups, but I don't use the Keurig. I'm like, I'll have those when I get home.
Okay. Well, okay, so either that or you're maybe staying overnight at somebody's house.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe they're not coffee drinkers.
Oh.
And you wake up in the morning and think, what am I going to do? Now, when I have guests at my house, the people that usually stay at my house, I know if they're coffee drinkers or not. When my sister-in-laws come, I know that nobody wants to drink any flavored stuff in the morning. Everybody wants real coffee. One wants it really dark. One wants decaf. I just know, guests that stay with regularity, what they like. But if anyone stays overnight, I'm kind of loaded for tea and coffee and decaf and soda and, whatever I think they could potentially want.
If I'm at a hotel, like I said, I don't trust the Keurig machines there. And then if I'm at, somewhere else, I will bring an emotional support Red Bull.
Okay. I saw kind of a cool thing. I suppose it was on social media, and I can't even remember what it was called, but it was a way to brew coffee when you are on the road. And it was like this, imagine like a stick with a big spoon end. This is all from memory. It's been a long time since I saw it, but you fill that with grounds, and you put it in hot water, and then you can. It's almost like a French press. There's a plunger to press down this thing, and so you get all the good flavor out of your coffee grounds. Anyway, it's this little piece, and it's basically for travel, so that if you wind up someplace, really all you need to have is hot water. So maybe when you're traveling, you just grab one of those. Even when I book like a VRBO or, I always make sure that they've either got a coffee pot or they've got a Keurig. And I think all those places should have Keurigs. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just because that's what I'm used to. But coffee is necessary.
Coffee is life.
Okay, there's 10 minutes on coffee. Okay.
Let's face it, it's not the first 10 minutes we've spent on coffee.
No, that's for sure. Well, all kinds of things going on today. Did you see that now this $1,000 for every baby born between now and 2028? Every child will get, and I think you have to sign up for it. You have to register, if you will. And there will be $1,000 that will go into an account for your baby that they cannot touch until they're 18. And then at that point, it's all part of the big, beautiful bill. And at that point, they can either use the funds for whatever. It doesn't have to be education, but it could be for college or books. It could be for your first home, could be for a car, could be for whatever. It's your money. Or if you choose to roll it over, it will just roll over into another account and keep making money. So
that's interesting.
And gosh, I got to look at what it's called. Of course, Trump is in the name.
Does it accrue interest?
It does.
Oh.
So what that means is they're saying that potentially if the market is, so you're in the stock market. So even at birth, you are in the stock market. And it could potentially raise as much as $300,000 by the time you're 30 years old.
Wow.
So, that's a big deal. And so parents, if you're having babies, and I think it's retroactive to a date in 2025, and I'm sorry, I should have brought the story up so I had all the details, but it's a big deal, and they're actually making it happen today. So you're going to see it all over the news today. Anyway, it's a big deal. And you know what? And if you hate Donald Trump, well, maybe you should turn down that $1,000. Maybe, no, I don't need that for my child.
I don't need that.
Yeah, because this is a Donald Trump thing.
Yeah.
Pure and simple. Anyway, you can probably look it up and get the details, and I can go on to the next thing here. But just a cool deal and a great way for parents to get started on, on some kind of savings for their kids, because it's not easy to do that, to come up with $1,000 to just start putting away for your baby. The Border Patrol riots have backfired on a number of people that have been out in the streets rioting, because as they are out there rioting, they are also being identified as having outstanding warrants, and they're being arrested for some of the bad things that they have already done. So that is backfiring just a bit. I don't know if you saw that Ilhan Omar, she was speaking at a town hall yesterday, and a man jumped out of the crowd and squirted through a syringe some dark brown liquid all over the front of her. As she was speaking, he just jumped up and squirted it all over. Of course, they wrestled him to the ground, and he was arrested. No word on what it even was. But boy, tensions are high in Minnesota. So,
okay, so here's the deal.
Okay.
Children born in the U.S. between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028, with a valid Social Security number are eligible for a $1,000 government contribution into a Trump account. This program is designed to help families save for children's future with funds invested for long-term growth. Eligibility, a child needs to be born between 2025 and 2028. The $1,000 is a seed contribution from the government, as it's described on the White House's website. Not automatic. Parents must open an account. It's a tax-deferred savings account, often referred to as a 530A account or Trump accounts. Additional contributions, parents and guardians and employers can contribute up to $5,000 annually into that account if you want to add some money to it. The money generally cannot be withdrawn until the child turns 18. Parents need to fill out specific IRS forms, Form 4547, to open the account according to Babies List and Community Financial Credit Union. So there you go.
It's a pretty cool deal, don't you think?
Yeah.
And here's the interesting part. There is one family that has given $6.2 billion toward this effort. That's a lot of money.
That is.
And this is a private couple. There are also companies. There are people from Hollywood, believe that or not. Nicki Minaj being one of those, giving millions of dollars toward this effort. And there are a number of other families. There are a number of other businesses and corporations that are giving money toward this effort. So that's what's funding all of this money and the ability to put away $1,000 for each baby born starting January 1st of 2025. So retroactive from all of last year.
Yeah.
So, boy, if you're having babies, I would absolutely take advantage of that.
I know two ladies who are having babies. I will inform them.
Absolutely. And I
Maybe
think
they can hear this.
Maybe so. It is absolutely, I've got a grandson and granddaughter who are about to have twins.
Oh,
so yeah,
grand.
times two. But they have, let's see, their last one would have been born in 24, so that wouldn't work. But anyway, it's a great thing. Now they've been trying to do this multiple times before. One of the Bush presidents, and I'm not sure if it was the first or second, tried to get this done, and it never happened. Well, this is part of the big, beautiful bill, and so anyway, if you are a Trump hater, well, maybe you just pause on this $1,000. And then the cool thing is, now you have this account, and anyone can add to it.
Yep.
So if you've got a grandparent that says, hey, here's your birthday gift, here's $500, or here's $50, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Your employer can add to your child's account.
Yep.
Anyone can. So
up to $5,000 a year.
It's really a cool deal.
Yeah.
And I suppose for the person putting the money in, it's a write-off for them too.
Yeah.
So anyway, cool deal. President Trump, he was in Iowa yesterday, stumping for some of these people who are running for the midterm elections, knowing how important it is that the Republicans hold the House and Senate in the coming 2 years. So you need to get out there, and this is my own personal note, but it matters. These midterm elections, while you think that they don't really do anything or that your vote doesn't count, that's absolutely true or absolutely not true. And it is your responsibility to get out there and vote. So when we're talking about the midterms coming up next November, let's make sure that we're getting people out there to vote.
I mean, not only do you have, the senator for Minnesota, you've got the governor, the AG,
yes,
the Secretary of State.
Very important.
Very important.
In the state of Minnesota. And I hope that there are more people in this state that have had the wool pulled from over their eyes to see what is really going on and who has been pulling all these shenanigans and, looking the other way for all of this fraud. And that's why it's more important for you now than ever to get out there and vote for some good leadership. Well, anyway, President Trump was in Iowa, and he was in a restaurant, just making a stop, visiting with people. And a guy pulled him aside and said, hey, is it okay? Can I pray for you? And President Trump said, absolutely. And they just paused right at that moment in the middle of the restaurant for prayer.
I'd like to think that was organic, but
you don't think?
No.
Okay.
Because somebody's not going to go. Somebody's not going to walk up to the president and grab his sleeve and say.
I don't know that he grabbed his sleeve or anything. It just said, Okay. Video shared on X by White House aide shows the moment unfolding inside the Machine Shed restaurant where a man from the crowd addressed Trump directly. Doesn't say how. Can I pray for you real quick, he said. Absolutely. Come on, let's go, Trump replied, bowing his head as the man began to pray. So
Maybe that was organic. I thought he came up to him.
No, and it does show his, he's got his federal agents surrounding him in this photo.
Okay.
And the guy looks like he was seated at a table when he asked him.
Okay.
So,
yeah, then maybe that was organic.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm just going to believe that it was. And I love the president's response. Absolutely. There have been presidents that would have said, "Hey, sorry, can't do that today," or kind of busy or whatever. The brief prayer thanked God for the president and asked for wisdom, discernment, peace, and protection as others in the restaurant just automatically joined in. Lord God, we give thanks for this president, the man said during the prayer. Lord, thank you for him and the potential. Thank you for continuing wisdom. We pray for discernment. We pray for hope. We pray for peace. And anyway, and it drew a whole bunch of amens after the prayer was over.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice prayer.
Yeah. So I like to see that. Anyway, it's always good to see good things like that. Now, I don't know if you're a Republican with all of the stuff that has gone on with President Trump, especially with all this ICE business. I don't know. Do you want him stumping for you? I don't know.
He's still very popular in some spots.
He is very Iowa. It's okay in Iowa. Still very popular there. So anyway, I just thought that was a good story. Lots more coming up when we return on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
When you have a need for short-term therapy due to recent illness, injury, or surgery, you have a choice. Pioneer Short Stay offers you exceptional therapy and care in a cutting-edge setting. It feels more like a high-end hotel. A beautiful setting, well-appointed rooms and amenities, and professionals with expertise to help you get back on track. Learn more about Pioneer Short Stay online at pioneercare.org. Pioneercare.org.
KBRFradio.com news. Get the news that matters delivered straight to your inbox. With KBRF Daily Headlines, you'll stay up to date on everything happening in your community. Sign up today and receive a roundup of the day's top stories all in one email. It's fast, convenient, and it's always free. From local updates to breaking news, KBRF brings you the headlines you need right at your fingertips. Visit KBRFradio.com and sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming, the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
What does life on the cutting edge mean to Riley LaPinka?
Making hay has changed so much now with Harv Extra Alfalfa. You don't have to be tied down to a certain cutting window. That saves us a lot of headache, a lot of cost, wear and tear on machinery, you name it. It just cuts all that down.
Harv Extra Alfalfa with Roundup Ready technology gives you an extra edge when it comes to cutting flexibility. Hear more of Riley's story at harvextra.com.
Good morning. I'm Tyler Donaldson here on the Red River Farm Network with your morning market update. Grains markets trading higher across the board. Soybeans contracts, Chicago wheat, KC wheat all double digits higher. S&W trading market analyst Andy Schisler says the grains are trading higher today following the precious metals trade.
Gold is up $207 today. And so like Feb Gold hit 5,300. That's all-time new highs. It gapped higher and blew through the highs here. And the dollar has been on a decline here. Like today, it's unchanged. So it may be bottoming here in this 96 area. But I just think something happened a long time ago, like in October, between the U.S. and China, where I feel like there was an agreement that the U.S. was going to devalue the dollar and let gold float for both countries. And we've seen gold go on a tear ever since that meeting. And they met again, and it went on a secondary tear, and the dollar has weakened even further.
Cattle markets feeling pressure from the corn.
You're seeing a little bit of spreading of corn versus feeders here today. And the feeder market had rallied up and was pressing the high here and had kind of run out of momentum here for a couple days. It just wasn't really doing much. You were seeing this volatility in gold and silver, and the market wasn't reactive. And so when it got really cold, and it's still really cold today, 0 here in Chicago, we didn't see much push in price. And so, like, if it was going to pop, that's when it would have done it, and then it hasn't.
Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
It's time for the Minnesota Beef Update with Katie Nelson from Rice in central Minnesota, a participant in the Minnesota Beef Top of the Class program. The participants were in Denver, Colorado last week.
And we started out at the NCBA offices, hearing from a bunch of different staff and how they work with the beef board and the U.S. Meat Export Federation. That was very interesting to hear from them, how they tie all the pieces together. Today we went to a couple industry tours. We toured the Cargill plant in Fort Morgan, and then we also went to the Five Rivers feedlot that has a one-time capacity of 100,000 heads. So it's been quite interesting, and we wrapped up the day at the National Western, and today we go back for a panel discussion at the NCBA.
The Beef Update brought to you by the Minnesota Beef Council and Minnesota State Cattlemen's Association.
On air and online, the Red River Farm Network is reporting agriculture's business. RRFN.com has news headlines, weather, and markets, all as close as your PC or smartphone. The Red River Farm Network also keeps you up to date on Facebook and our weekly e-newsletter, FarmNet News. Sign up today at RRFN.com. From the farm field to Capitol Hill, from the tractor cab to the coffee shop, the Red River Farm Network reporting agriculture's business. The Red River Farm Network is reporting agriculture's business with the markets, farm news, and weather information you need each and every day.
Again, hats off to you, Don, and the Red River, what you guys do, connecting your listeners to what's happening and people and telling stories. You guys are doing an awesome job at it, so thank you.
That's Greg Peterson, better known as Machinery Pete. The Red River Farm Network can be heard from Worthington to War Road, from Bismarck to Bemidji, 23 radio stations, and online at rrfn.com.
Checking quotes. May wheat Minneapolis is 7 1/4 higher, 5.91. Chicago May wheat up 15 1/2 at 5.48 1/4. KC wheat's trading 13 3/4 cents higher at 5.46 1/2. March corn up 5 1/4, 4.31 3/4. March soybeans a dime higher at 10.77 1/4. In Winnipeg, March canola is up 3.10 per metric ton to 649.80 Canadian. February live cattle are down 25 cents to 235.35. March feeders down 67 cents to 361.25. February hogs are down $1.45 at 87.60. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Don't wait until your garage door sounds like this. Easy Open Garage Doors here to help. Whether you're in need of repair or a new opener, or maybe it's just time to replace the whole door. Make it easy and give Easy Open Garage Door a call, 770-DOOR.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming, the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
All right, I got one for you. Why was the snowman sad? Because he had a meltdown. Speaking of, is your bank account feeling a little watered down? Don't worry. Fergus Falls Deals is here to stretch your dollars and make them go further all year long. Save 30 to 40% on certificates for restaurants, gifts, and upgrades to your home. There's something on Fergus Falls Deals for everyone. Be sure to check out the Deals on Demand certificates that you can get right from your phone. Warm up your wallet at FergusFallsDeals.com.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me every Friday at 5 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. From local crime and business news to road construction and car accidents, the weekly news recap keeps you up to date on what you need to know. The KBRF Weekly News Recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorial.com. Memorials that matter.
It's News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone as we go through today. Not warming up all that much. We're going to top out at the Donut. Sunny skies, 14 below for tonight's low. We'll hit 1 above for tomorrow, 14 below again tomorrow night. 2 above on a Friday. Now we got 13 below Friday night. 15 above Saturday. A little bit of snow Saturday into Saturday night and Sunday. As we move into the next most important month, and that would be February. We move on to my dad's birthday, Groundhog's Day. We're going to see partly sunny and a high of 19. So it's kind of a nice one. And more to talk.
I have a good friend who has a birthday on Groundhog's Day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could just keep having that same birthday over and over and over, like the movie, right?
Exactly. Morning Talk brought to you by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company.
All right. Well, I read something nice during the break that makes me feel like there's still some good in the world, or at least a yearning for some good. Neil McDonough, I don't know if you know who that is, but for those of you who ever watched Yellowstone, he was one of the actors on Yellowstone, and I can't remember the name of his character.
I never watched Yellowstone.
Are you kidding?
I never had time. I've got so many movies and TV shows on my list.
Okay.
That I literally have zero time for anything like that.
All right. Well, anyway, he is not only an actor in Yellowstone, but he's been on countless movies and TV shows, and if you brought him up, you would recognize him right away.
What was his name again?
Neil McDonough, McDonough. And he is attached to Angel Studios. And Angel Studios puts out some great family films specifically.
Oh, yeah, I remember him from Band of Brothers.
Yeah, yep. He's been on a ton of movies. Anyway, he has just put out a movie called Homestead. There's another one called something about a rodeo, I believe.
Yeah, he's in like hundreds of movies.
Yeah, anyway, but what he said was he was on Fox News recently, and he said what the studios are clamoring for are anything faith-based and family-focused. Those are the kinds of films that they are looking for. So that's encouraging, I think. Who would have thought, right? Because I've watched some movies out there lately that...
excessive violence and nudity
the language.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. The language, it took away from the movie. I told you, remember last week, I tried to watch a movie, and I had to stop. It was, I mean, it wasn't even a good movie because you couldn't get around the horrific language. And I just think it's so unnecessary. But anyway, it encourages me to know that family films are what they're looking for and faith-based films. So anyway, I thought I would share that because that seems like it's a move in the right direction. Okay, a 3-year-old bloodhound named Coco successfully located a missing hiker in California's Angeles National Forest, a 9-hour search operation. The LAPD deployed Coco on January 7th following reports of a person in crisis who had been had disappeared in mountainous terrain. An officer, Coco's handler, used the hiker's clothing to establish a scent trail. The determined bloodhound navigated multiple creeks, rugged obstacles, and was even lifted over an 8-foot wall by officers to maintain that trail. Despite never exploring that specific area before, Coco's training since 9 weeks old prepared her for the challenging terrain. This is what we train for, and we don't often get the opportunity to do these types of rescue missions. The missing person was ultimately airlifted to safety by a rescue team after Coco led officers directly to their location.
Bloodhounds are amazing.
Wow. And to imagine on the trail, had to lift him up over a crevice, so that she could continue her search. But isn't it, wow, what a great end to that story, right? Okay, you probably saw this headline somewhere yesterday, something about the doomsday clock.
Yeah, closer than ever.
Yeah, advances to 85 seconds from midnight amid global threats. So here goes. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists moved its symbolic doomsday clock closer to midnight Tuesday, setting it at 85 seconds due to escalating global dangers. Oh boy. The science advocacy group cited increasing nuclear weapons threats, climate change.
Of course, climate change.
Of course. Biotechnology misuse, and uncontrolled artificial intelligence development. I'm going along with that one. That is uncontrolled, and AI can be used for good, but man, can it be used for the reverse.
If you want to be scared, Mary.
Oh, well, go ahead. Give it to me. I'll just have to, I don't know. I don't sleep anyway, so go ahead.
Watch some of the AI robots from CES this year, the Consumer Electronics Show down in Vegas. They've got them looking like people. I mean, you could tell they're a robot, but they're run by AI, and they've got ones that can walk, clean your house.
I'm probably too fussy for a robot.
But
remember Rosie on the Jetsons?
The Rosie's the name of our Roomba.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, although I had firsthand experience with, and I don't know that you can call this a robot, but sort of. It was a driverless floor cleaner at Walmart. So those big things that people ride typically and clean the floors.
Walmart in town?
Yes.
Really?
They've got a driverless thing to clean the floors. And it went by as I was checking out, and the checkout person said, yeah, taking some of our jobs away. And I said, well, I just hope it doesn't crash into somebody. And I no more than said that. And the woman ahead of me who had heard me say it, she turned around, she said, it just crashed into somebody. And it did.
Wow.
So maybe that's not so great. And it's kind of a big machine to let loose in the middle of the day when it's busy. And it was around the checkouts. So there's lots of people and not a lot of room.
No.
You know, but yeah, it did crash right into somebody. So that made me laugh. I thought, well, there you go, AI. Good job.
Maybe that's why Walmart's power's been out. They've been punishing it.
Maybe.
No power for you.
Are they back up and running?
I think so.
Okay. I wonder what happened over there. Do we know?
I don't know, but I remember when I went over to Jimmy John's that day, there was a couple excavators on the corner. And so I'm not saying that's what happened.
That's the first thing I thought too.
I'm guessing that may have been an issue, but obviously I'm not throwing any company under the bus or any employees under the bus.
No. But you would think, though, if that had been the case, it could have been restored more quickly than it was. Yeah. I suppose it depends. I don't know. I think that's everyone's first thought is seeing all that machinery and all the digging.
I am not an electrical expert.
No, me neither. Well, anyway, so there you have that. Let's see. Americans give 2025 a meh rating. Mediocre. If you had to rate the year 2025, what would you say?
Yeah, that'd be about it.
I guess I don't look back at the year and rate it, so I don't even know. I don't even know what I would say.
I mean, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. There's,
I think it depends on how you look at it. Are you looking at it from a personal perspective?
Oh, yeah, personal.
Or are you looking at it from like a global perspective? Those two would be very different for me.
I am not presumptuous enough to want to rate it as a global year. I want to rate it as a personal year. How was my 2025?
Okay, and you'd say,
I mean, there was a lot of good. There was a little bad. I had
some trials.
Had a couple close calls with Dad. So I mean, it's just I was happy to get through it and move on to 2026.
I guess.
I mean, it wasn't a bad year.
No, I can't look back and say, I lost my mom in 25.
Yeah.
But hey, she is so happy in heaven that I can't even say that was a bad thing that happened in 2025. But other than that, I mean, I think it's, I could look at the Hillcrest football season and say, wow, 2025 was great. We had so much fun. Things like that not only to have a winning season, but to watch your grandkids get to, participate in something like that.
The championship game.
Yeah. And then to see the community kind of rallying around that was really, really great. So I can look back at a couple of things like that probably will never happen in my lifetime again.
Well, I just say, hey, since I've worked here, Hillcrest has made it to the championship game 3 times.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, you never know.
Yeah.
I don't think that the goal was to get the section champs.
Yep.
That was their goal this year. So I guess I shouldn't even say that, but I know for sure that my 2 grandsons will never play on the same team going to state again because one is graduating this year.
Yeah.
So it was an especially good year for
you can turn around and coach
landmarks. Yeah, kind of things like that you will remember always. So I think when I look back at 2025, I think it was an okay year for sure. Most people are saying just that I don't know. It was okay. 25% called it poor, with scores of 1 to 3. 21% rated it very good, with 8 to 10.
Now I'm going to go out on a limb and say the 1 to 3s were Democrats who hate Trump, and the 10s were people who love Trump. Possibly. It doesn't break it down by it breaks it down by group, like Gen X and baby boomers and all that sort of thing. What were my Gen Xers?
Let's see. Gen X scored the lowest.
Really?
Scored the year the lowest at 5.1. Millennials gave it a 5.3. Gen Z and boomers were the most positive at 5.4 each. That's me. I'm the very last year of the baby boomers.
I'm one of the last years of the Gen Xers, and I'm actually in the subcategory of Zennial.
Okay. So what happened after baby boomers? What was next?
I think it was Gen X.
Okay, so I'm like 1 month away from being the next.
What year were you born?
60.
No, I think,
60 was the last year of the baby boomers, I think.
Because 80 was the last year of Gen X.
I really don't care because I'm always going to be a baby boomer, I guess. Okay, so Stephen Colbert revealed that The Late Show will air its final episode Thursday, May 21st, ending CBS's late-night franchise more than 3 decades after it launched in 1993 when David Letterman left NBC for CBS. The network announced the cancellation last July. You might remember that. Calling it purely a financial decision amid late-night television's challenging landscape. CBS emphasized the decision was unrelated to Colbert's political views or Paramount's merger with Skydance, though doubts have persisted. Still, the decision reflects industry-wide struggles as streaming services and online clips draw younger viewers away from traditional 11:35 p.m. shows. Not for me. And, of course, it's 10:35 for us. But, man, I can't stay up that late. Yeah.
Yeah. The after boomers were Gen X. Gen X was 65 to 80.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, anyway, let's see.
You could have been in the cool generation.
I could have. Shoot. Came just a little too soon.
Yep.
Okay, I love this. Companies shift to a peanut butter pay raise spread evenly across all workers. They call it the peanut butter raise because they're spreading it evenly. I thought this was going to be a good story about peanut butter when I read the headline.
I guess I've never really heard it referred to as the peanut butter raise, where everybody gets
spreading raises evenly across all employees rather than rewarding, that pay raise
that hard
based on performance.
I'd be good for a peanut butter raise. I'd be good for a performance raise.
Whatever kind of raise, I don't care what you call it, right? Oh boy. Pay increases are expected to remain steady at 3.5% this year. So, yeah, you watch your paycheck for that, okay?
Yeah, I'm not exactly holding my breath.
Let's see. Oh, how about this? Let's be glad, and well, you do work some night shifts because you do a lot of games. I work a lot of nights. Yeah, you do. But they're saying that now we're talking like shift workers.
Okay.
So you have the day off and you work at night.
I remember doing that.
Yeah. Here, right?
Here, yeah.
Yeah, you worked overnight.
I worked overnights. I started at 10 o'clock at night.
We used to actually have somebody in the building overnight. There was
me
somebody
at the end.
in charge, yeah. Night workers see just 29 minutes of daylight during working days in January. Oh.
Wow. I believe it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because clearly it's dark when you're at work.
Yep.
Oh, boy, that would be terrible.
And you'd be sleeping during the day.
Yep. 24% of those people say, "Oh, I feel cut off from the outside world." Anyway, 4 in 10 go at least 3 consecutive days without seeing any daylight at all.
Oh,
that would be terrible.
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I would have been 20, 21, 22 when I was an overnighter here.
Yeah.
Because I started about a month before my 21st birthday.
Maybe you don't even think of that kind of stuff. It's like when we change, and this is really different because everybody gets daylight and nighttime. But when we change the clocks, oftentimes people will say, "Oh my goodness, it gets dark so early," and I can truly say that I kind of hardly even notice.
Oh, it kicks my butt.
Does it?
Yep.
Well, I can't say that it doesn't affect me. Like, I might be dragging a little bit. And that makes no sense when it's 1 hour. It shouldn't make any sense at all.
You're cheated out of that hour of sleep.
Yeah, I don't know if that works. But
I'm such a poor sleeper. I usually don't fall into a hard sleep till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Me too.
So you get those couple hours, and all of a sudden you get one less out of those hours.
I suppose. However, I think a lot of it is right up in between your temples.
Between your ears?
Yeah, something like that. But I wouldn't want to be a night shift worker. That would be really hard.
I mean, when I was younger, that's usually when I was up. I mean, I was always out late back then.
And you know what? In those days, that's how you got started in this business.
Yeah, you
started as an overnighter.
I had no experience. I did not go to school for broadcasting, and a lot of people are
Nor
going.
did I.
A lot of people are going. This explains a lot, David. But
and then they let the two of us without experience in, broadcast school to be on the air together.
And the funny thing is, when I got made program director, I remember the news director at the time, Mila. She's like, "Dave, do you have like a resume and stuff? I'm trying to type this up." I'm like, "I have never filled out a job application for this job."
Gosh.
And she's like, "What?" I go, "Yeah, I came in for an application," and Marilyn Hansel, who I'd known forever, thought I was coming in to cut another Hardee's commercial because I'd been doing that at the time. And I'm like, "No, one of my friends said that you guys might be looking for some overnight help." And she brought me straight to Stan Como, who was the operations manager at the time. The operations manager oversees programming for people who don't know that. And so I met him, set up a time, came in, did an interview, started that Saturday.
Wow. I had a little harder road. I had to do a typing test, and I hadn't done any typing since half a year in 8th grade.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I remember being really nervous, but I had applied to become a copywriter and write the ads that the announcers would record. And that's how I got my start here. But I do remember being very, very nervous about that typing test.
I'll always remember coming in and talking to Stan Como. I've got a nice double-breasted suit, tie, everything. Stan's wearing a stained Z103 shirt with cutoffs with paint on them. And he looks at me and goes, "Yeah, there's no dress code." Oh, okay. And then Doug Gray started pretty much the same time I got hired, and dress
there
code.
Was a dress code.
He probably walked in, looked at Stan, and said, "No, we can't have that."
We got it. We got to have a dress code.
We got to have a dress code.
Did you ever see Dirty Dancing, the movie? I mean, I think it's like...
I have been...
Don't say it. You don't like it?
I have been encouraged to watch that on
You've
multiple
never
occasions.
seen it?
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
I've been encouraged to not leave the room when it's been on, shall we say. It's somebody's one of their favorite movies,
Okay.
and so, yes, I have seen it.
Well,
multiple
anyway,
times.
you'll be very glad to hear now that the sequel is coming out. And Baby from the movie, she is now 65 years old. And anyway, I think she's going to be back.
Is it Jennifer Grey again?
Jennifer Grey, yep. And of course,
Patrick Swayze's
Patrick
passed.
Swayze is gone, so I don't know who's going to be that. Anyway, she said Baby won't be put in a corner. Well, she's only going to be put on the shelf for 40 years because she's coming back, God darn it, to
Nobody
do
puts
another
Baby
movie.
in the corner.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, so I don't know if this is a feel good or not, but there is a pharmacy in Sweden, and it's a chain store, but they have decided that they are going to launch something called a friend care trial, and it is paid time to help them combat loneliness. So if they see an employee that has loneliness for whatever reason, they're going to give them a little paid time off. I suppose lots of companies call that personal time. But
for employees, I thought maybe if they
and if you
somebody
need
came in.
if you need to care for somebody else, and in Minnesota they call that
paid family leave.
Paid family leave, and I don't think that's a feel good story at all. But anyway, kind of nice that at least they're looking out for people that work for them, and I guess you should support your employees. Okay, coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to wrap it up on a Wednesday, and we'll be back one more time this week. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.
If you're building a new house or shop this summer, Easy Open Garage Door in Fergus Falls is here to help you pick the right garage door for your new business.